Hey, how you doing? Austin Hilton here. In this video, we're going to be talking about Palantir. Specifically, there's a few news pieces that I need to bring you. Some major investment firms are moving some money into Palantir. I view this as a good piece of news long term, as well as I found some interesting information specifically related to some deployments of Palantir, how other how companies and governments are using Palantir. I thought it was a really some cool information, so I wanted to bring that to you. Also, we'll look at the stock, we'll look at the chart, see how it's done. We had a really good week. As you guys know, who follow my channel, part of my community, I am a extremely bullish Palantir stockholder. I own this stock, and I think that this is a $40 to $50 stock inside of 12 months, and I think it's 100 plus out from there. Ironically, the analysts don't agree with me. They've got this at about a $24, $25 stock, which is about $1 away from where we're at right now. And so we disagree in that scenario. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. There's not a lot of new news that has come out on Palantir this last week outside of the stuff that I've already covered. But I wanted to bring you guys an update. So I dug around in the last hour or two and found some pretty cool stuff for you. So that's what I got for you today. As always, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and please consider subscribing and become part of the community, and drop a like. You can see I'm not quite here yet this morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. I always talk about that. Somebody dinged me in the comments one time, said, "I'm tired of hearing about your coffee." I'm like, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry." Okay, so yeah, we're going to cover all that. Also, drop in the comments below. I'm thinking about starting a Patreon group in the very, very near future. Let me know your thoughts if you're interested in that. That's something that's coming as well. It would be a private community. I'm going to be starting some new portfolios, and you guys would see all my buys and when I buy, when I sell. Also, I would be adding in some really cool stuff that I don't see anybody else here on YouTube doing. I'd be adding in some content that would actually teach you and show you how to trade and sell on momentum stocks. These are stocks that are hitting their 52-week highs. These are stocks that are trending really high. You can just grab the trend and ride it. I would also give you an updated weekly list of all of the new stocks that fit my criteria. So that's something I'm thinking about adding in. So let me know your thoughts. Drop in the comments below. Would love to hear from you on that. All right, let's go talk about Palantir. Here we go. Okay, so you can see that we ended the week nicely, up 5%. Really what I want to look at, though, is the 6-month real quickly to really talk about, again, this is something that I've talked about in every single Palantir video. You guys know I've been covering these guys for quite a while, this company for quite a while. Our basically resistance, our bottom line resistance is around the $21, $22 range. You can see kind of where our valleys here, so to speak, 21.78, etc. I've always said that if we can get above the $25 line, then that's really our support resistance, our upper level support line, resistance level, excuse me, not support, our upper level resistance line. And so we're trending nicely towards that. I mean, we had some good positive coverage this week. I covered this in previous videos. Palantir was named as part of a $1.6 billion deal for the UK's Crown Commercial Service. I covered this. Kathy Woods loaded up on Palantir. She added over 1 million more shares. And those are the two big pieces of news that happened this week. And so, again, I like where we're headed. We're bouncing back up. If we can get above that $25 range and stay above and kind of put it behind us, then we should absolutely begin to maybe make a really nice run towards $40, $50 plus. You can see the NASDAQ ended up on Friday really, really nicely. Dow had a fantastic day. It was a really nice green day for everything. It was pleasant to look at my portfolio on Friday and today, of course. Okay, so 1 month again. We've got a nice look here, but I really wanted to point out like 5 days how we're moving up. We've already seen this, but we're moving up, real nicely. Overall, if you want to look at that from maybe our low, we moved up about 9% from the low of the week. So that's good stuff. Again, we're trending in the right direction. Okay. So what I've got for you here is a few pieces of information that I've put together. And what I thought was really, really cool was what I don't see a lot of, guys, and why I thought this was relevant to bring you this video was there's about 2 or 3 examples here of companies what they're actually using Palantir software to do. And I'm always interested in this. I'm always like, I want to hear and kind of see specific examples of what the company's doing. So I thought this one was really cool. So the aircraft manufacturer Airbus is using Palantir to track 5 million parts and coordinate the engineering efforts of hundreds of teams spread across 8 factories in 4 different countries. Think about that. That's impressive. I mean, the fact that they're track 5 million parts and coordinate the engineering efforts of hundreds of teams. No telling how big each of those teams are relative. How big each of those teams are. I mean, they could be, teams of 5, 10, 15, 20 people in each team across 8 factories in 4 different countries. That's craziness. That's awesome. I thought that was awesome. So this was in the government sector. The U.S. Army uses Palantir's Gotham to manage over 1 million military personnel, identify patterns in data sets, and make informed decisions that may be the difference between life and death. Now, obviously, the only really new piece of information here is managing over 1 million military personnel. I actually believe it's probably much bigger than that, because the military's been using the software for a long, long time. And bottom line, we know that they're using Palantir for way more than this. It's just one specific example, right? But I thought that was worth noting, and for those of you guys who are fans of Palantir, all of this stuff just kind of adds up to a really cool company and really cool technology, and we'll never have complete visibility into what companies are doing with the software, because frankly, a lot of the things that companies are doing with the software is giving them competitive advantages, right? So they're not going to divulge what they're using it for. All right. So, but anyway, anytime I can see specific examples, I'm going to bring it to you because, again, you guys know me. I love this company. I love what they do. And so here we go. So one of the Palantir's key advantages is the environment agnostic nature. This is actually pretty cool. Listen to this. The environment agnostic. That's a great phrase. It's environment agnostic. Its platforms can be deployed in any public or private cloud, including classified government networks. And look at this. Listen to this. And the company's continuous delivery system, Palantir Apollo, performs automatic updates with no downtime, ensuring clients always have access to cutting-edge capabilities. That is impressive. I mean, so Apollo is performing those updates to whichever system you're using. If you're government, you're using Gotham. If you're business, you're using Foundry. But the Apollo is helping out in that capacity. Apollo also uses Palantir's software as a service to function in places where other software as a service companies can't. Listen to this. This is cool. For instance, its software can run on disconnected laptops in a Humvee, on servers in the hull of a submarine, and an aircraft flying at 30,000 feet. This gives the company, or the government in this scenario, the Army, a major advantage. I mean, listen to that. I mean, their software can run in disconnected laptops in Humvee, on servers in the hull of a submarine, and an aircraft flying. Again, I thought this was really, really kind of worth bringing to you. This is really cool stuff. Palantir ended last year with 139 customers across 40 industries, and this is interesting. If you didn't know this, here we go. Right here. Notably, the average revenue per customer jumped from $5.2 million in 2018 to $7.9 million in 2020. That has powered strong top line growth. I actually knew that number, but honestly had kind of forgotten it from the standpoint of it just hasn't been mentioned in any latest information. I remember talking about that a while ago. So again, we've got strong top line growth. We will continue to have strong top line growth, and I think that this company, will always do that for sure. Look at this. Despite the company's controversial past, they always have to bring that up. And really controversial to me is the fact that they work with the CIA, they work with the governments, but they provide the technology. You can't change. Whatever your politics are, you can't change what the CIA does. You can't change what the government does. They're just helping them, run the businesses, so to speak. As the world becomes increasingly digital, enterprises are creating more data at a phenomenal pace. I've talked about this in a lot of videos. In order to carve out a competitive edge, they need a way to manage and make sense of the data, and Palantir software looks like a perfect fit. That is actually a very, very, very good sentence right there. We are becoming, more digital. Enterprises are creating more data. We've talked about that. But in order to carve out the sentence right here, can't get it to highlight. in order to carve out a competitive edge, they need to manage and make sense of that data. I think that's extremely worth noting, right? It's one of those scenarios where that is going to become continuously more of a thing from really more on the obviously on the business side, the commercial side, right, where these companies have to be doing something to manage all of this data. I'm talking about companies from everybody from Procter and Gamble to American Airlines. Those two companies. I don't know if they're using Palantir. I'm using that as an example. I'm really thinking about like consumer goods all the way to the airlines. In any kind of industry you can think of, everybody needs it and wants a competitive advantage. And Palantir is more and more and more and more positioning themselves as the company and the technology, and they have the track record to be able to deliver that. So it's really, really cool. Okay, this is the other piece of information I had for you, specifically talking about the fact that, where is that information? Sorry about that. I had it right here. This is, major asset managers are buying it. Where is it? It specifically talked about BlackRock. Where is it? I missed it. It's right here somewhere. Oh, right here. I'm sorry. Here we go. My apologies. I didn't highlight it. In the latest rounds of filing, BlackRock and Vanguard, two of the world's largest assets managers, were buying shares of Palantir. There you go. That's what I wanted to really bring you. Okay, so apologize. I just didn't highlight it. I'm sorry about that. So BlackRock and Vanguard, excellent. Okay. However you feel about the big companies, but I mean the Vanguard, and BlackRock, these are, this is impressive that they are buying money that they're buying Palantir stock. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else in here I want to cover. This was some more examples of examples of what the company's doing. Foundry is used to accelerate drug discovery, study the COVID-19 virus, and coordinate the distribution of personal protective equipment and vaccines. That's predominantly really talking about, I think, in the UK, the NHS using it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We already know this stuff, guys. The revenue jumped 47% to 1.1 billion. We know that. We know that the government is 56 and commercial is 46% of sales respectively. Government. This is interesting. Notably, the government spending is growing more quickly. Sales in this segment surged 77%. Well, of course it is. They've been in government for 17 years. They have more momentum there, right? Revenue from commercial clients increased a respectable 22%. This is what the bears always beat us up on. I think that this number is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. I mean, there's examples of them winning more and more major contracts. Remember, they inked deals with Rio Tinto, the mining company, and PG&E. Going in forward, investors should pay attention to Palantir's ability to add new customers. Of course, they always say this, and of course, they are. Okay. Stock trades at a relatively pricey 24 times sales, and any bad news can send shares tumbling. I did a video about a week or two ago, guys, talking specifically about this and about how they're trading their price relative to their competition is not that bad, and it's not even that really high, and they have better top line revenue growth than a lot of their competitors, or not even competitors. It was comparing them to other tech companies. All right, so let's wrap up with a few final thoughts. So as you can see today, it was just more of a few little pieces of information that I was able to kind of gather for you guys and overall kind of give you an idea of kind of what's going on. So let's sum up with this. We had a good week. We're at 5% over this week. That's really good on really kind of two pieces of news. And that was Cathie Wood buying it, ARK buying another 1 million shares, and the Crown commercial deal in the UK, the $1.6 billion deal. I wish they would have named what Palantir's cut of that was, but they are part of that, and that's a 5+ year deal. So that's awesome. And so today we learned, some cool stuff about what about what companies are using the software to do. But as well, I love the fact that Vanguard and BlackRock are starting to, publicly talk about the fact that they are adding shares of Palantir, and shocking, right? Cathie and ARK have been here for a while, and here we go. Here's Vanguard and BlackRock coming in. So Anyway, that's what I got for you. Like I said, I just wanted to bring this to you. I thought it was just kind of a good wrap up for the week. I just hope we have another good week and we continue to move forward. All right, so guys, I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you guys think about me starting a Patreon group down below. Would love to hear from you on that. See you. Bye.